I dream of little monsters crawling up my leg.
Alright, so this is going to be a quick video. I'm going to be reviewing Blue Lotus, otherwise known as Egyptian Lotus tea. So, straight up, I'm just going to be honest from the start. This video is not harm reduction. It's not, I'm not going to fake like I'm making a video like, oh, I'm just drinking it for the wellness. No, I'm trying to get high off a tea that I got off the internet. So I wouldn't typically make a video about something like this because you know, I've been on the internet for some days, and Erowid, you know, I remember back in the day you could order Kratom and what was it, Poppy? You could buy the Poppies things. What else could you do? There was all sorts of stuff, and everybody knows what the legal highs are. And I'm pretty good at telling, like if I find a new supplement or plant or anything, I'm pretty good at looking it up and finding out if it's BS, if it's placebo, or it doesn't work, just by the way people talk about it. Like, for instance, Phenibut. If you look up Phenibut and you go to a Reddit post and you see a bunch of comments, you can totally tell when people are like, this is legit, this works, this is great, this is so great, it's gonna be illegal soon. I can tell. So I looked up this tea and I was like, huh, that's interesting. Ordered it off Amazon. And I wouldn't have made this video, but I actually just made my second cup. And I'll get to that later, why it's my second, not my first. And this time I put 3 grams of the flour in the cup. And I started sipping it. I wasn't going to make a video. About 4 sips in, I was like, oh man, this works. So I ran and grabbed my camera. So I guess I'll describe it, and give me a second. So I guess I'll describe it, but I'm not very good at doing that, so I guess I'll just kind of rant for a while. So I took literally 1 sip and immediately felt some sort of psychoactive, gleeful just brightness in my eyes and brain. And I said, whoa, that's weird. I mean, I literally took 1 sip and felt something. And when I Googled it yesterday, I saw the word, oh, you know, I found like a community of like herbalist chicks that are into growing herbs, and I kept seeing the word relaxing dopaminergic properties. So I said, oh, that's interesting. So I guess that means it makes dopamine in your brain. 2 sips in, I immediately felt that. I felt like, whoa, the world feels kind of brighter all of a sudden. And I feel kind of like a buzzing hum in my brain. Like, you know that feeling when you're on a come up of like MDMA or something, and or like tripping on mushrooms or something, you feel that like, that's exactly what I felt. So I didn't know if I should chug it or not, so I'm almost out of it, and I'm feeling pretty good, man. Another thing is, I don't like marijuana at all, and I was afraid it was going to resemble that, because for me, I know there's a lot of weed smokers out there. I don't like weed at all, because it puts you into like a, how do you word this? It puts you into an altered state of consciousness where your mind is moving fast, and you get paranoid, and you kind of get anxious. So you definitely feel something when you smoke weed, but for me, it doesn't hit any of the receptors in my brain that I like stuff to hit. Like I'm pretending I know what I'm talking about. Like the GABA receptors and the dopamine receptors, the opiate receptors. Those are all the receptors in my brain that I like to hit. I don't really do that many things anymore. These days, I'm just like ordering teas offline. But when you smoke weed, it puts you into a weird, foggy state of mind and hits absolutely none of the pleasure receptors for me. And a lot of people feel that way. So I was afraid it was going to feel like that. And it does slightly. It has slightly has like that kind of feeling to it. But as soon as I started drinking it, I remember my first thought was I really want to listen to the song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. I don't know why. I like heard that song in my head. And I can see if you're somebody like, what leads me to ordering all this crap off of Amazon is I can't sleep. Like, I have serious insomnia. So bad that I've been awake for 3 months, well, 2 months at a time, and that sounds like BS, but it's not. Like, I seriously have been. And for me and a lot of other people that I know, it's not that, well, I have trouble staying asleep, but it's not that. It's more of, I need to shut my mind down to go to sleep. And I feel like this is probably the perfect tea to do that. So I drank it last night as well, but I didn't read the back of it. The back of it says, put 2 to 3 grams. And in my head, I was like grams small. So I put like a little bit of flowers in and drank it. And I was like, this is BS. It wasn't until the night that I finally read, oh, you have to put like a whole flower in there. I got this special teapot you can get where you like put it in and put a cap on it. It's pretty cool. So this time I put a lot in, and that's where you get the dopaminergic properties. But last night, I think I did like a small bit, but I had the most insane dreams. And in my experience, I never lucid dream as much. Like, I barely have ever lucid dreamed. But last night I had vivid dreams. The only times I've ever been able to lucid dream is when I go to sleep with a nicotine patch on. So sometimes I'll put half of a nicotine patch on, and you can control your dreams. And also you have like good dreams. Like last night I had a dream I was hanging out with all these celebrities, and it felt like really real and personal. It was pretty awesome. But it was also like stressful. Like it was kind of nightmarish dreams. So I can't remember them, but I just remember. So there are 2 different types of bad dreams you can have. You can have a dream where you're being chased by like a demon, or you can have a dream where you're doing something stressful and repetitive, and those are the worst dreams. Like, I always have these dreams. Like, I had a dream the other night where I was in court, and I was defending myself in court, and I had all my paperwork, but it was scattered everywhere, and everybody was waiting on me, and I had to keep, like, oh, this is page 1, page 2, page 3. It's stressful, and it goes on for hours. So, I think when I had a lucid dream last night because of the Blue Lotus. And, yeah, it was really repetitive and stressful. But some parts of it were awesome. So if you're looking for something for wellness, drink this tea. It's good. Kind of a beamy feeling. Yeah.
My dream